to Arnold Travel Agency. How can I help you? Oh, yes, I remember you. You booked a trip with us. Must have been a few years ago. It was to Japan, right? Yes, I remember you. I'm so glad to hear that you enjoyed your last vacation with us. I'm guessing you're here to book another trip? Wonderful. Okay, let me just pull up your account so I can get your information. Can I get your first and last name again? Okay, and how do you spell that? Perfect, thank you. And it's still the same phone number, ending in 0022. Great, and your best email? Okay, I will just update that for you then. Okay, and how long are you planning on traveling for? Okay, so somewhere between a week and 10 days. Wonderful. And what are your dates? Okay, and are those dates flexible? Got it. And how many people are you traveling with? Just you and one guest, okay? So, do you have any idea of where you would like to go? Not yet? You're looking for some recommendations? Perfect, absolutely. Do you know what travel tier you would like to book? If you remember, our agency offers 3 different tiers. Tier 1 is basically a self-guided tour, but we will arrange all of your travel essentials such as hotels, transport, airfare, and you will have access to exclusive events and discounts by booking through our agency. Tier 2 also includes a few days with a tour guide and includes 3 dinners at our most highly recommended restaurants for a week-long trip. Tier 3 is all-inclusive. It includes all of your meals, and each day you will be accompanied by an expert tour guide. So all of your meals are included and booked in advance, as well as all of your events, all of your tickets. It truly includes everything. Yes, no matter what tier you choose, you will have access to exclusive events, tickets, entries for museums, galleries, plays by booking through our agency, and you can get discounts on some of those tickets as well. If you're looking for a bit more independent experience, but you still want to have access to some of the extra amenities, I highly recommend Tier 2. That's what you booked last time, I think. Okay, Tier 2, perfect. Yes, the tour guides are fabulous and always create the perfect travel itinerary. So let me see. I know we have a couple of new destinations that we have partnered with that weren't around last time you booked with us. And I think we have some deals going on right now. So give me just one moment. So the first travel package we have that you may be interested in is for San Francisco. Since this is domestic travel, it is considerably less expensive than some of the other packages and is great for a long weekend getaway. San Francisco is known for its food, art, and also for the parks and nature that the Bay Area and Northern California have to offer. More than anything, San Francisco is a great food city. San Francisco is a very diverse city with people from all over the globe, and many districts specialize in cuisine from different regions of the world. The Mission District is known for its large number of taquerias, and of course is home to the Mission Burrito. If you are looking for authentic Central and South American food, look no further than the Mission's street vendors. Further north, you will find Chinatown and Japantown. San Francisco's Chinatown, located right here, in fact hosts the largest Chinese New Year celebration on the West Coast, and you can find some of the best dim sum, sushi, and ramen the country has to offer within these neighborhoods. For fine dining, San Francisco also has an extensive Michelin guide, and you can find Michelin-starred restaurants in nearly every neighborhood and in any cuisine. The city is also one of the most vegan and vegetarian-friendly cities in the US, and finding delicious vegan food is never hard as you wander around the city. The city is also an art lover's paradise. San Francisco's downtown galleries offer you the perfect one-day walking tour of up-and-coming American artists. Between Chinatown and Union Square, you can find countless galleries for contemporary art and to see collections from celebrated artists such as Matisse and Picasso. Check out the Meyerowitz Contemporary Gallery at 251 Post Street. And just 2 blocks away is the Caldwell Snyder Gallery, a huge gallery which displays art from all over the world, and they're just right next to each other. If you have any poets traveling with you, San Francisco is also known as the home of some of the most famous authors of the past century. You can visit the residence of Jack Kerouac or Allen Ginsberg, who both lived in the city. And if you are into literature, the City Lights bookstore is something of a cultural landmark. Just next door is the Beat Museum, which is dedicated to the Beat poets such as Kerouac and Ginsberg. And so just walking along this area of San Francisco, there are lots of literary focused sites that you could spend a day or a half day exploring. Of course, you are also only about an hour and a half away from Napa Valley, known for growing some of the best wines in North America. If it's of interest, we can easily book a tour of a winery and of course finish with a wine tasting. In addition to wineries, the farmers markets of Napa Valley are perfect to explore during the morning and afternoon before making your way to a wine tasting. And of course, if you are in San Francisco, you must see the Golden Gate Bridge, one of the most iconic sights that the West Coast has to offer. So, what do you think? Okay, you're looking for a longer vacation, not just a long weekend, and wanting to go somewhere international? Of course, not a problem. Let me just check your dates again. Okay, so sometime in the fall. Let me see. If you are wanting to go abroad but are worried about a language barrier on your days without a tour guide, then Great Britain is a perfect destination. It has a mix of old medieval towns, modern cities, and lots of famous sites and landmarks that will make for a memorable trip. Of course, if you are in the UK, the first destination on your list should be London. The capital and the largest city in the UK is filled to the brim with museums and lots of famous sites and landmarks. And you can easily wander up and down the banks of the Thames and see all sorts of interesting places. Some of the most popular tourist destinations include Buckingham Palace, the National Portrait Gallery, and the British Museum, and clustered together on the banks of the river are Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, the London Eye, Houses of Parliament, each famous and recognizable buildings in their own right. Because of the density of tourist sites in London, it is easy to get from one place to another on foot, which of course allows you to take in the scenery and architecture as you walk from one destination to the next. Of course, you can always hop a ride on a double-decker bus or the London Underground, which will take you anywhere you need to go. If you are in London, you absolutely must visit Soho and Covent Garden. Piccadilly Circus, right here, is not only an iconic location, but is also at the heart of one of London's most lively districts. Throughout the West End, you will find theaters large and small, showing plays, musical, and comedy shows. If you are interested in live entertainment, then I highly recommend booking a ticket to see a show on the West End. From London, there are also several day trips you can easily take to see other world-famous locations and get a glimpse of life outside the capital. Getting a coach from London to destinations in the Midlands is easy, or we can arrange private transportation if you would prefer. If you are a fan of Shakespeare, then you should take a day trip to Stratford-upon-Avon, birthplace of the famous playwright. Here you can visit Shakespeare's home and the school in the town he grew up in. Of course, if you want to see a play, then the Royal Shakespeare Theatre is the end-all, be-all for performances by the bard. Slightly closer to London is the town of Oxford, famous for its university and medieval architecture. Oxford is known as the city of dreaming spires and has enough beautiful buildings to easily fill a day of walking. In the heart of Oxford is the Bodleian Square, which contains the Bodleian Library, the Radcliffe Camera, and the famous Bridge of Sighs, which you can see here. Only students are allowed in most parts of the libraries, but you can book a tour and see some of the academic buildings. Duke Humphreys Library and the Divinity School were filming locations for Harry Potter, and many people see the university buildings as inspiration for Hogwarts. You can book tours of the university's colleges, and some of the most impressive and popular are the medieval colleges, such as Balliol College, or also Magdalen, which even has a deer park inside the college grounds. At some times of year, you may see the students walking about in academic dress, which they wear to matriculation, graduation, and even while taking exams. If you are willing to travel a little further or spending a longer time in the UK, then you can get away from the cities and travel to the Lake District. The Lake District is a popular holiday destination due to its unique and beautiful landscape. You can rent a house along the water and can easily spend a day or two exploring walking trails and just relaxing by the water. If you would like, you can also rent a car and take a drive through the countryside to see some of the most impressive sights. Of course, if you want to spend time not just in England, but in the other countries of the UK, You can travel by train to Wales or Scotland, which are full of their own rich cultural history, unique cities, and beautiful nature, particularly the Welsh coasts and the Scottish Highlands. I can tell you a bit more about some of the travel opportunities we have in Scotland and Wales if you are interested. However, I will caution that if you are looking for dates in late autumn, the days can get quite short, starting around November due to how far north it is. However, you will miss the busy tourist season, so you can expect short waits at any tourist attractions. The early sunset is a bit of a deterrent. I understand. Let me see if we have anything for a warmer getaway during the cooler months. If you are looking for something completely different, consider a trip to the tropics. Fiji has a warm equatorial climate, so no matter what time of year you visit, you can expect long days and perfect weather. Among Fijian and Fiji Hindi, English is also an official language, so even in remote parts of the country, you will be able to find English speakers, and most signage is written in English alongside other official languages. Fiji is an island nation made up of an archipelago of over 300 islands. The central island of Viti Levu is the home of the capital city of Suva, where one of the major airports is located. Suva is a small city with a population of less than 100,000. The highlands of Viti Levu are made up of volcanic mountains where you can hike through national parks. The other large island of Vanuatu is known for its snorkeling and scuba diving off the coast. The other small islands that make up the archipelago are known for their kayaking, breathtaking waterfalls, and village culture. More than anything, Fiji is known for its long, sandy beaches that lead into the deep blue ocean. No matter which island you travel to, you are never far from the ocean, and as you travel inland, you will find yourself surrounded by lush jungle. Most travelers to Fiji stay in resorts where you can find accommodations that are geared more towards Western travelers. Many of these resorts include meals as part of the resort package, but I also recommend venturing into Suva to try the local street food, restaurants, and fresh produce from the markets. If you are going to Fiji, taking at least one day for scuba diving or snorkeling is an absolute must. Pretty much every island is surrounded by coral reefs, and we can help you to book a boat to take you out onto the water with a guide to help you navigate the reefs. And if you really want to get involved with wildlife, you can spend 2 or 3 days with a dive school. First-time divers will not be able to dive very deeply, but after a few days of training, you will have access to deeper and less explored areas of the ocean. Surfing is also a popular activity, and there are lots of surf schools where you can have a full or half-day lesson with an instructor if that is more your speed. If you are traveling to Fiji, it is essential to practice responsible tourism. While diving or snorkeling, take care to not disturb wildlife, avoid touching or breaking off parts of the reef, and leave the ocean undisturbed. I know it can be tempting to try and take a piece of shell or coral as a souvenir, but please leave the reefs undisturbed not only for the next traveler, but for the wildlife that live there. So what do you think? It is definitely a different kind of vacation. Sounds just up your alley? Wonderful. I can go ahead and book that, and we can iron out the details. So you will be traveling for a week. Air travel will take a full day coming and going, so we should factor that into travel plans. It looks like the least expensive day to fly out is the 14th. Does that work for you? Okay, there aren't any non-stop flights to Nadi, where the main airport is, but there is a flight with a layover in Los Angeles. It's a 2.5-hour layover, arriving in Nadi at 7:30 a.m. local time on the following day, the 15th. Yeah. And that would have you flying back on the 21st. Okay. It looks like that also has a layover in Los Angeles. Okay, could I just see your passport, please? Perfect, thank you. So passport number. Okay, expiration March 15. And for accommodation, I would recommend staying in a resort on Viti Levu for at least a few days of your trip. It will give you the best access to beaches, and since it can take a few days to acclimate to the time difference, you'll likely be more comfortable in a Western-style hotel. Okay, so I will book you at Oceanside Resort for 2. Awesome. And for activities, you'd like to take a day of surf lessons? Sure, I can book that for you. Let me see. For 2 adults, okay, I would recommend doing that maybe the 17th or 18th. For your first day or two, it might take some time to get used to the time difference, and that would be the best time to just relax on the beach or maybe go for an easy hike while you're adjusting. Okay, so I can book you for an all-day adult surf lesson on the 17th. Yes, they will provide you with everything you need. Surfboard, wetsuits, everything. and then a kayak trip of some of the smaller islands on the archipelago. Great, I can arrange that to start the following day, the 18th. Okay, can I get your companion's name? Okay, I will book that. Okay, so for the kayak tour, a chartered car will pick you up from your hotel and take you by ferry to Malolo Island, where the kayak tour will start. From there, you can kayak to the other islets of the Mamanuca and Yasawa group of islands. Yes, we will provide you a map of everything. If you're interested in a little more adventure, you can turn that into a 2-day kayak trip and camp on the beach overnight before coming back to the main island of Viti Levu. Does that sound good? Yes. Yeah, it gives you a chance to see some more of the archipelago. A 1-day trip is really just in and out around one island. Okay, and for that, are you willing to travel as part of a larger group? It's quite a bit cheaper. Or were you wanting a private kayak tour? Okay, good. I will book that for you. Okay, and is there anything else at the top of your list? Yep. Well, as always, you will have access to the resort concierge, and they can help you to arrange activities, make recommendations on places to go, and help you book restaurants as well. So I have checked flight tickets for 2. Those include a free checked bag and carry-on to Nadi Airport via LAX, a stay at Oceanside Resort for a total of 5 nights, and an overnight kayak trip to Malolo. Confirmation of all of your bookings have been sent to the email on file, and there is free cancellation or adjustments up to 2 weeks before your trip. If there is anything else you need, or you encounter any issues while traveling, please just call our traveler's hotline. It's on let me get you a business card. Okay. So that is on our business card right here. And you can also access it on the traveler's portal on our website. Thank you again for booking with Honol Travel Agency, and enjoy your trip.